Columbus police officers charged with crimes related to distributing at least 7 kilograms of fentanyl. Federal agents arrested 2 officers with the Columbus Division of Police Drug Cartel Unit. This individual by the name of Marco, 44, and John, 33, of Marengo, Ohio, were allegedly involved in the distribution of approximately 7.5 kilograms of fentanyl. Um, Marco also allegedly accepted bribes to protect the transportation of cocaine. According to the affidavit filed in support of a criminal complaint, Marco allegedly tried to recruit a confidential informant to traffic drugs for him, with him. Marco allegedly promised law enforcement protection to the individual and said he could intervene if other law enforcement agencies attempted to investigate the actual confidential informant. Now, by Marco actually stating that and making that um, actual I guess plan, right? So that is very very possible. If you're in a some kind of actual unit to suppress like a cartel, you have a lot of actual influence and you can get a lot of actual stuff dismissed. Um, it happened to us quite often. We would lose either people or actual dope to these special units, and they would just come on the radio and say, "Oh no, that's ours," and then they would just appear and they would just go away. It would all be cleared through through sector, but I mean, and our supervisors would have actual cuss words, for each other because of the fact that they don't tell us that they're actually working in the area, just for officer safety, and at now that I think about it, I believe that the FBI was putting a lot of actual traps for us, a lot of setups, just to see how we would react and if we were on the take. That's easy as that. According to the actual another document, Marco intended to gain citizenship in Mexico as part of the plan to launder the actual proceeds, and he would actually buy properties and rent them as Airbnb properties, and then travel. He was going to travel to Mexico in July. Specifically, it is alleged that in March, April, May, August, September of this year, Marco accepted a total of 44,000 in cash in exchange for protecting the safe transportation of at least 27 kilograms of cocaine. Unbeknownst to Marco, there was no actual cocaine, and each of the transactions was controlled by the actual FBI. During the actual purported cocaine, it is alleged that the 33-year-old made himself available by radio to make any calls that uh, Marco might need, including to other law enforcement agencies to protect the actual safe transport of the cocaine. And apparently, they matched up their cell phone data to be close to each other when that transportation was actually happening. In June and August 2021, Marco allegedly distributed approximately 7.5 kilograms of fentanyl that actual John, the 33-year-old, the other officer, provided for him. So on that deal itself, it alleges that he made anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 on that sale itself. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of dope too, though. And all this holds up to anywhere from 10 years. You know what I mean? But we will see how much courtesy that they'll give these actual officers. All right, guys. And the next one's coming out of actual the Boston area. So apparently there was some sort of detail meaning there was a task that the officers needed to conduct every Saturday, and that was to gather up all the prescriptions that were dropped off at each precinct in Boston. So they would pick up these actual pharmaceuticals and then destroy them by burning them on a burn mission. And they were allotted 4 hours every Saturday to actually conduct this actual pickups. And of course, they were getting them done within 2 hours, so they were putting in the 4 hours, but just working the actual two. And there was quite a bit of officers doing this, so they got charged with actual putting false overtime, and altogether it was like anywhere from 16 to 1800, yeah, 18,000, I mean, for each individual officer. That's a lot of overtime, I mean, that's a lot of money for not doing the actual job. And so that's also coming to a close too. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.